Okay, last thing we're going to talk about today, it is not related to a specific unit in our expressions book right now, but I want to pre-teach this concept, pre-remember it with you, pre-review it with you, because it's going to be coming up soon. We've been talking about 2-digit and 3-digit numbers. We've been doing subtraction with them. We've worked on money values with them. Now we're going to talk about the system of numbers, because I know you very much understand the system of numbers up to 100 and pretty well understand it up to 200 as well, but we want to go beyond that, okay? Because when we're counting by fives or tens, when we're dealing with addition and subtraction numbers with 3 digits, we're making some big numbers, right? We might get up into the 800s or the 900s. Well, my goodness, what's going to happen if we go past 900? We need to make sure we understand how the system of numbers works and continues into those big numbers, okay? So let's just talk for a minute about lower level numbers. Lower numbers, you guys are pros at this. This is just a review. But I want you to hear how we take what we know about those lower number systems and how they pretty much just keep going for bigger number systems. So if you're talking about a 5 and what you know about a 5, it would kind of be similar to what we're talking about with a 500. So a 5, a 15, a 25, a 35, a 45, 50, 55, all these numbers, they have something in common, okay? Let's talk about that real quick. So if we talk about a 5 on a number line, where would he go? Do you know where a 5 would go on a number line? Let's take a peek. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm noticing something. He's just about in the middle because 5 is half of 10. When we talk about half, we talk about it being 2 equal parts. So if I cut right here on that big line, my marker's kind of dying, this would be 1 part, and this would be the other part. And look how that 5 is half. It's the number that we got to before we cut it to be 2 equal parts. 5 is half of 10, halfway there, okay? Now let's take a look at 10 going to 20, okay? Where would 15 go? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Look at that. 15 is half way between 10 and 20. This pattern continues all the way up through all of the numbers on the way to 100, right? If you have 30 and 40, halfway is going to be 35. Because remember, 5 is halfway between any set of 10. If you have 40 here and 50 here, halfway is going to be 45, right? That pattern is going to continue all the way up. So you know that any number with a 5 in the ones column is halfway between a new set of 10, okay? Now, if we take that idea and we take it into the tens column, let's see what happens, okay? When we talk about, I'm going to take this exact pattern that I have here, I'm going to just move it so it's talking about the 5 being in the tens column, okay? So if I have, let's make this a 0, and let's make this 100, okay? So halfway between 0 and 100 is going to be, again, the 5 in the tens column now, with 0 ones, would be 50. Halfway between, of any 100, half of any 100 is going to be the 50 number, okay? 50 is halfway between 0 and 100. 50 over here, 50 over here. 5 and 5 makes 10. 50 plus 50 is 100. Okay, now let's look over here. What if I had this one be 100 and this side be 200. Halfway in the middle is going to be that 5 number, but now the 5 is in the tens column. So I would have 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. So I'd have 150 would be in the middle between 100 and 200. Okay, so you're seeing that that 5 is super important. That's probably why we have you count by 5s. We know that 10 is super important. You know, my favorite number in the whole world is 10 because it's how we break a lot of our numbers up to make sense of them. If you understand 10 and you understand 5, you can understand the whole system of numbers. Now, let's take it to some bigger numbers, okay? Let's make this, see if I can pull this closer so you can see the bottom. Okay, let's make this 500. Where will we be at the end of 500? Well, we know that there are 10 tens in 100. So now I'm going by hundreds, and I'm wondering what the end number is going to be. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000? Huh. I've never heard of a number called 1000. Oh, I know why. Because 1000 is the same as the number 1000. So we're building to a new number. So halfway between 100 and 1000, 1000 is going to be that 5 number, but not in the tens column. Now it's going to be in the hundreds column. So we'd have 500. He's right in the middle. This is 500. This is 500. 500 plus 500 is going to make 1000, which is the same as saying 1000. So important that we understand the system of numbers and how tens and 5s work. Here's your math homework for this video. Moms and dads, draw a small number line like the ones I have here for any 100, any 10, and have your child put the middle number down for you. They're going to have to think about whether that 5 is going to be in the ones column, the tens column, or the hundreds column. Help them do that, okay? Good job.